Boom, 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 boom. Bing, 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 bing.
Right?
Yeah.
You know it. Hi, everyone.
It's the December episode.
It's the holiday season. So whoop-de-doo and hickory dock. And don't forget to hang up your sock. Here be coming down the chimney down.
You're in a scatty mood.
I am. I guess I'm in a scatty mood. Welcome to Stay F HOMEKINS. My name is Paul F. Tompkins.
My name is Janie Haddad Tompkins.
I am a comedian.
I am an actress.
We are a married couple living in Los Angeles, and this is our after-dinner podcast.
Well, we're still just chewing the fat with one another.
After all this time, we still speak.
We still do it, and we share our after-dinner conversation with you guys, and we don't know where it's going to go. We never do.
We never do, and we never look back. We're going to be married 14 years in April.
What is that one?
I do not know. Fine art or copper.
Or take your wife to Europe. I'm just kidding.
The modern ones, you know, they have the traditional gifts for each anniversary, and then they've added, like, in modern era, you can also do this. And the modern ones are always like diamonds. It's always really expensive shit.
That's the modern?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. Because people didn't want people being creative anymore. They're like, tin. Okay, what can I give that's tin, that's interesting and sentimental? And they're like, no, just give me gold.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We don't even give each other stuff on our anniversary so much.
No, we don't.
We're not really big on that.
We're not big gift givers in that way.
That's fine.
Can I tell you something?
No.
Why?
I'm kidding. I just thought it would be funny because who would ever say that?
Mean people say that.
I'm sorry.
And you know what? About mean people? They suck.
Mean people suck. That should be like a bumper sticker or something, or like a movement.
It should be a movement for sure.
I want to know what you're going to tell me for real.
Well, we talked about this over Thanksgiving with your mom, and I keep thinking about it because look,
I don't know what it is.
As far as gift giving goes, I don't have
Christmas stuff.
I don't have an amazing. There's two things at play here. Number one, I don't like getting gifts that much when it's like a compulsory thing. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I have to give you a gift because this is a gift day. And it's pretty much Christmas. Like, I don't really get birthday presents. You and I do birthday presents every once in a while.
Sure.
But we don't always do them.
No.
But for Christmas, because we always celebrate with family, I don't want to get stuff. I don't want people to have to go to the trouble of thinking about what might be a good gift for me. I also don't have an amazing hit rate in terms of buying things for people. But when I hit, it's a bullseye. When I don't, it sucks. So what I would like is either we stop doing it, right?
That's no fun.
I know, but we're all grown-ups. There's no kids around. You know what I mean?
I know, but it's like...
Okay, so that's one option, which no one will go for. Or what I think would be interesting...
Okay.
Is if you were to provide, if everyone involved in the gift giving...
Circle,
thank you. Provides 5 or more genres of gift where you can say, if you get me one of these things, I'll always be fine with it. Like for me, it's like if you got me a tie.
Which, by the way, my mom like religiously buys you a tie.
And I love it. It's perfect.
But wait, you know what she told me?
What? She bought them all 50 years ago?
No. She's like, I ordered Paul's tie I hope it's not the same one I got him last year.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And I was like, gosh, I mean, like, she could branch out from where she gets the ties.
True, but I mean,
She always gets you like a very like traditional
She
kind
gets
of
me
tie.
a nice bow tie from Ben Silver.
Yeah.
Same company every time.
Maybe the same tie every time.
It's not. It's never been the same tie.
Okay.
It's never been the same tie. But if you can have a series of things where you say anything in this category.
Well, like I like getting a cookbook every year. Like
Right.
I like being gifted cookbooks. Like
Right,
that's
right.
a cool gift.
Yeah.
And then you can make something from it.
Yeah. And that's just one thing. Like you can choose other things, and say
Like kitchen. That's my area.
kitchen. Exactly.
Like,
Yes.
like you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong.
Although
Although what?
sometimes I have been gifted things like I kind of already have.
Yes, that's true.
So it has to be a unique
Yeah.
thing.
But you know what? I would rather be gifted something I already had than something I just don't want or would use.
I'm a big, as far as gifts go, I'm like I'm into practicality. Like that is my zone
Yeah.
of like solving a problem for somebody, like that's sort of where I thrive. I'm not so much like, oh, here's a beautiful silk scarf you would never buy yourself.
Right. Right.
I'm like, here's a body alarm so you can walk to the parking garage at night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
I don't know why those are like appealing to me. Mm-hmm. I think one year I bought my reps. I think I've said this on the podcast before, so this is sucks that I'm repeating things.
It happens on podcasts.
That I bought them all one year, like an earthquake, like you would need to crank your like a radio,
Yes.
but also like charge your phone.
Yeah.
Like a crank, like
a hand crank sort of
crank radio charger thing.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a really good gift to keep with you in case there's like an apocalypse or whatever.
I wouldn't mind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do feel like it just it starts to get. What's wrong with that one?
They're creating a lot of heat, and I'm trying to reduce the heat. Unless you want me to turn on the air conditioning.
No, I'm actually chilly. Janie and I are at that stage of coupledom
Of
where
life.
we are absolutely on opposite ends of the spectrum in
Well,
temperature.
someone is dealing with some things, some temperature things.
True.
Like, I don't know. What am I going to like? Go into my 10-minute chunk on menopause? Like, these hot flashes are driving me bananas. I mean, my God, I'm sweating around here.
It's an interesting. I like that you do a character. You have that voice.
You do?
Yeah. Because then you still get to be you. You know what I mean? So if people see you on the
when I
street, you're
do-
dressed like yourself. You're not dressed like the character.
Like it's like if my like comedy, like my stand-up comedy persona, it would be like in Mrs. Maisel, like the Jane Lynch.
This is
like
exactly
Jane
what I'm
Lynch
saying.
puts on the what is she like? She becomes kind of like a hayseed
Yes, exactly.
lady, but
Yeah.
she's really like a rich bitch.
Yeah.
And so like for me, like I would be like this I'd be like carrying around like a frying pan.
Yeah.
And being like, I'm going to bonk my husband over the head with this frying pan. Am I right, ladies?
We don't know.
Wait, is that what they call back to me?
No, that's the audience saying how are we supposed to know if you're going to bonk your husband over there with a frying pan? We're reporting this.
Anyway, that's my stand-up persona.
It's terrific. Okay, getting back to the gifts.
Okay. I'm with you.
It feels like
How are you going to pitch this to the fam?
I'll send an email.
You are going to send it in an email.
Yeah, well, what am I supposed to do?
I don't know.
It's probably too late by now.
Well, definitely that.
Yeah. Maybe should I pitch it Christmas morning?
I mean,
and say, hey, I'm sick of this shit.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't open the pitch with I'm sick of this shit.
That's non-negotiable. I'm sorry. I simply must open with I'm sick of this shit.
I mean, I don't know. Like Christmas is like, it is a consumerism frenzy.
Yeah, but I mean, how do you feel about it?
I feel like I maybe don't stress as much over the gift buying as other people do. I kind of enjoy a little bit of just like shopping around.
No, I understand. I mean, I that aspect of it, I guess I intellectually understand that, but I don't feel that. I'm more likely to see something
and say something.
If I see a backpack left by the subway,
you're going to say something.
Yeah. I'm much more likely to be inspired outside of the Christmas season by stumbling upon something and saying, you know who this would be perfect for? You know what I mean? Which is a fun feeling.
Yeah.
But the feeling of Christmas shopping is always like, I don't like it. I don't like it. And I don't like that people are doing it for me.
Well, no one likes doing it for you. I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, then they can stop.
No one likes doing it for you.
And why is that?
And the stress is because like you buy yourself everything.
That's right.
You don't leave any, like you never.
Well, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to like drop hints throughout the year and then hope somebody picks up on it?
I mean, to me, okay, this is...
I'm 55 years old.
I feel like this is sort of like the difference in how people view gift giving.
Yes.
Because for me, like I'm thinking about the person and what they could use. Mm-hmm. So, like, I know my brother likes to cook. Mm-hmm. So, and I might get them something like for their kitchen or something like that. So, it's sort of like a way of like seeing the person. Mm-hmm. That's my laundry. It just went off. To me, it's like a way of seeing the person.
I get that.
And so, like, I don't know. Like, it could be like you're a comedian. Maybe someone gets you like
a joke book.
I'm just saying, like, that's not right, but you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Everyone knows you like wood covered things. Mm-hmm. So they are like, I bought you a little wood cover for your iPhone. Well, guess what? Paul already has a wood cover for his iPhone. So, because he just buys himself everything.
Okay, so what am I supposed to do?
I guess, like, I don't know.
I only shop for myself in January. Then the rest of the year, I just hope if I've seen something that somebody else has seen it too.
No. No, I don't know. I don't know why you're hard to buy for. I really don't. I don't know why you're hard to buy for.
Well, that's why I want to do the 5 and up genres.
What are your genres?
Do
you know your genres?
I think accessories, like clothing accessories.
Clothing accessories.
Yeah.
Not clothing, but clothing accessories.
Yeah, I think to buy like, you know, a pair of pants for somebody is a big swing. But socks, cufflinks, ties, you know what I mean? Things like that.
Okay.
That are like, they can be used in many different ways.
Yeah, like man gifts.
Yeah. Man gifts.
What are the other genres?
Well, I'd have to think about that.
Okay, see? Like, even you have trouble shopping for yourself.
Hold on a second. What's wrong with that?
That even you have trouble Christmas shopping for yourself.
But I could take the time and say, I have to like stop and think about it. What are some things that would never be an issue? Plus, also, we're traveling.
Yeah.
So it's like, can I get this home in a suitcase, or am I going to have to go to the post office?
Right. That's not cool.
And mail some fucking thing to myself.
Right.
You know? Now I have a chore.
Right. Like, you know, like my brother gave me like a nice knife for Christmas one year. Like, am I going to fly with that?
You
Probably
can't do that.
not.
You could check your luggage, though.
Right. But then it's like, you got to pay for that. You got to pay to check your luggage.
Yeah, depending on the airline, I guess.
Man. All right. Well, I'm sorry that Christmas is bringing you such angst.
Okay. Those are your words, not mine.
Okay. Allow me to reflect back to you what I think you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
You're sick of this shit.
That's my opener.
So what is that? How would you categorize that?
Not so much angst as like...
You're like fucking over it.
Incandescent rage.
Really?
No. No.
That is a...
Do you know what it is?
If there is going to be rage at Christmas, incandescent rage is festive.
It is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the most festive rage.
It's the most festive rage.
I think that feels like homework to me because I also end up taking on a lot of stuff at this time of year. And then I always kind of forget about that until we're already in South Carolina. And then I'm like, shit.
Can we be honest?
Yeah.
I do the shopping for both of us.
For certain people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking specifically about me then.
No.
Because that's who you...
Because I've also gotten things for your mother that have been failures.
I don't remember failures, but she's kind of hard to buy for, to be honest.
Yeah, she is. She's very particular about her style. Which is like, I think she has good style, actually. I think she has good taste, your mom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I do. Yeah. Even though not everything is the way that I would do it, but I can
mean
appreciate
the white furniture?
I would not have white furniture.
Which is like so enraging to me.
I know, but you have to, when she says she always wanted
the
it.
white furniture.
She always wanted it, and now she finally has it. You have to give it up for that. You know what I mean?
But it's so impractical. And on top of that...
Oh, it's insane. They shouldn't make white furniture.
But you shouldn't always just give in to everything you've always wanted, because she also always wanted a fake tree with the fake snow.
Yes.
And number one, I had to help her get the freaking fake tree out every year and put it back. Mm-hmm. And it is a messy nightmare.
Because of the flocking.
It's like dandruff is like falling all over me. It's all over the floor.
I
fucking
hate
it.
Such a goddamn mess. It gets everywhere.
And she's like, I always wanted a tree with flocking, but when I was growing up, my mother said it was too messy. And I was like, yeah, maybe there were some things that your mom was like right about.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't everything she was wrong about.
It's also not a green tree, right?
No, it's green, but it's covered in that like dandruff shit.
Boy, it's really covered because I can't remember the green too well.
Yeah, no, it's like a fake tree.
Yeah. Should we do a fake tree?
Yes, I've been begging you to do a fake tree for years.
How dare you?
I mean, I can't even believe you're just saying, should we do a fake tree, when I have literally been like hinting around that.
I know. No, you've mentioned before. I absolutely acknowledge that you have mentioned it many times.
Yes.
And I have said many times no.
You said no fucking way.
I said, I'm sick of this shit.
You said,
no
I'm sick
way.
of this shit. No fucking way. We have to have a real tree. We have to have a real tree. We have to go get a tree and put it on the fucking car and then drag it around. And then it makes a fucking mess and it dries out, when, and it's like a whole thing. Of course, we don't have a tree this year.
I know, we don't. I didn't even put the lights up on the house this year.
Listen, guys, we're fucking barely hanging on by a thread over here.
We are stressed.
We're like trying to have our traditions with our families, and we're trying to have our traditions in our household, and we can't even keep up with those things.
Let's do a fake tree.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, but we're not you know what? We buy it in the summer.
When it's cheaper?
When it's fucking cheaper.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
Plus, we don't have anywhere to put it right now.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I think our old friends Twinkly make a tree. I think so.
They make a tree, or they are like in collab with,
like Twinkly X
balsam
fake tree
for what is the one company that
Butcher
you always
and Bee.
No, you see them in the Nordstrom. They set up in the balsam.
I don't know.
Whatever. They look like real trees, though. The fake trees.
Oh, right. I don't know. I think it's Twinkly, but I will look.
Lauren and them have fake trees of different colors.
I know. Well, Lauren has her famous Halloween tree.
She has her Halloween tree.
Our friend Jess Jardin has the famous pink tree.
She has the pink tree.
And what color is Samantha's?
Oh, Samantha's is like, why am I blanking on hers? It's either white or silver or something.
I think it's silver. Yeah.
A silver tree would be cool, but I know, like if you're going to go fake, there's two ways you can go. Like, it looks like a fake representation.
You can either go big or go home.
But you could also go with a tree that looks real.
Yeah.
What's your preference?
I like the real looking tree just because that is the classic look.
It might fool a couple people.
Yeah, idiots. And then you can say,
burn that candle. It smells like
it. Idiot. You thought this was a real tree? Look in the camera. We fucking got your ass. And then we put it online and we go viral.
I don't know how to feel about...
This guy thought the tree was real.
I don't know how to feel about our decision to do this because I don't know if I'm fully committed, and I'll tell you why. I was the one lobbying for the fake tree.
Yeah.
But but now that it's happening in this conversation, I have to admit, I think I liked that you were like a pain in the ass, like purist about it.
That's the one part you liked about it.
Well, I don't know. Like it was like it was. Now that's going to be gone. Like this conversation we have every year, and also like. But also,
so you would miss you saying, "Why don't we get a fake tree?" Me saying, "No, absolutely not."
But also me being like, "Oh, this is such a nightmare," and then the stress, and then we go and strap it on the car, and I'm like, "I'm gonna take the surface roads and not the freeway,"
Yeah.
And then it's a mess, and then all this stuff, but then I'm like, we put it up, and then I think he was fucking right. It's good. You know what I mean?
I know. But honestly, I think I'm ready to let go of that tradition in favor of just being able to do it
at any
right
moment.
away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, we went away for Thanksgiving. We don't usually do that. And so coming back.
We've done it 2 years in a row now.
But not
and we've done it
early again, though.
Early in our relationship, we'd go to Philly quite a bit.
Yeah. But then when we started staying here, we realized how much we liked it.
Yeah, that's why I feel like it's not great that you schedule a Varietopia that weekend before Thanksgiving. I feel like it should be 2 weekends before Thanksgiving.
Why?
Because then you're not caught in any Thanksgiving travel, anything.
I think a full week before is not that bad.
It's not a full week before. It's like a few days before.
No.
It's like a weekend before, and it falls on a Thursday.
This,
so it's like
this
half
time the show was 6 days before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but last year it was like 5.
Okay, so how about next year it's none? I do the show and I come back.
All right, listen.
We don't stay. The staying is the problem.
This is not a good conversation to have on the podcast.
It's true.
Because number one, it's boring.
This
Number
is
two,
off-mic business. Oh, no. You think people aren't eating this up with a knife and fork?
Oh, you think they are?
Oh, this is delicious.
This is?
Yeah.
This.
The real behind-the-scenes stuff.
This is the most... Really?
No.
I mean, wow. Okay.
Hey, there's freaks out there.
Well, anyway, we were in Charleston because you did Varietopia there. You had a great turnout.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Charleston.
People loved the show. I got so many people said they really enjoyed it. They didn't know what to expect. Mm-hmm. Everyone, I'm not going to say like who was on it because I know you take it on the road and you want to keep it.
No, we can say because that was kind of our show that was our kind of lineup for the year.
And then next year is a whole new show.
Yeah, ideally, yeah. But we had Open Mike Eagle was our musical guest. He's always great. He's played with us so many times. River Butcher did some stand up, and those were the two guests. We're able to have more guests. Usually, we have 3 guests on the show when we're in LA. Right,
and like maybe you can have more. Depending on like what cities you go to in the new year and stuff like that.
Yes.
Everyone loved the show. They texted how much they enjoyed all the guests, like, Mm-hmm. And then for Thanksgiving, we did hang out with my mom and her friend, and then my friend from high school came over, who happened to be my high school boyfriend.
Yeah, happened to be.
That's fun.
It was fun. We had a very nice Thanksgiving.
It was actually really fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, the travel's crazy. And since we were last on this podcast, so the the actor strike did end, but then in the interim, this happened in the interim where there was like this contract that we had to ratify, mm-hmm. and it was like so crazy. Because people were going like, I'm not going to ratify it.
Yeah.
And people were like, no, we're going to ratify it. And then we finally found out this week that it got ratified. And so it is now officially, even though people got the green light to go back to work and we were able to release some of our podcasts that we had on mm-hmm. ice that dealt with struck material.
Yeah.
And it finally got ratified. And I had to tell you, that was like, I'm so tired from it all.
It was exhausting. It really was exhausting to be in this suspended state and to feel like, being worn down by the executives and capitalism in general. And, and just having just the way that it was dealt with of like, no, absolutely not. We're not going to meet any of these. To be told that a lot of these things were like basic decency kind of, asks.
Like normal raised stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also conditions, things about conditions. And it was just like, no, absolutely not. I'm like, come on, man. What you guys are, these people have, I don't know. I don't want to like revisit the whole sadness of the strike.
Yeah, but then there was but the way that it impacted the actors and the way it impacted the actors in a way it didn't impact the writers, which is it created this division within our union that maybe existed in sort of like a mild way before all of this.
Yeah.
And then after this strike, which was the longest strike for the actors in history, mm-hmm. it created this real hard line between people who are like against the union.
Yeah, they felt that the union caved and accepted a deal that was unacceptable. And, the deal was not perfect to me.
To me, it was like a spectrum thing. It was like, here's like a perfect contract that we want, and here's what we had.
Yeah.
And it's going to fall somewhere in the spectrum. And it didn't fall directly in the middle. It fell more toward what we were asking for, but it fell short.
Yeah.
But that's sort of like how it goes every single time.
Yes.
So yeah, that was just like a crazy thing that happened.
Yeah.
Since we last checked in.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's over, and now it's like business as usual, and now we're back in like this busy time, mm-hmm. and I just feel like totally overwhelmed by like everything. It's like, oh, you're turning like all these like 17,000 auditions in 5 days. I'm like, I can't.
I know, but I don't know. We'll see what the new year brings. We'll see.
Yeah. But it's great that it got settled before the holidays.
Yeah.
And that things were able to like crank back up. Mm-hmm. And I've already worked. I don't think I'm allowed to talk about it yet. Just a one day on something, but I will when I get the go ahead. I plan to like do like a Substack post about it.
Yeah,
and
after it airs, we can talk about the experience and how much fun you had. And
it was like pretty cool. And
speaking of working and fun, I did something for Dropout TV.
Yeah.
Over the weekend.
Oh, tell people about Dropout TV and what it is and where they can find it, because a lot of people might not know what it is.
I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but it's a streaming platform. You can get it on your Apple TVs and your Rokus and things like that. And it's kind of the evolution of a site called College Humor, which was a site that did. Hi, Cuckoo.
Cuckoo.
Did sketch comedy, and a lot of really funny people came out of that, and a lot of people that came out of that, under this guy Sam Reich, who started the platform, joined this thing called Dropout TV, and it's like a network where they have a bunch of different types of shows. It's kind of skewed towards the nerdy, like real pop culture stuff, you know, sci-fi fantasy. Like they have a couple Dungeons and Dragons shows,
and it's
like
sort of
role-playing shows.
Like it's a streaming platform. People like subscribe to it like a monthly kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you
get a
subscribe
subscription
monthly, and you get access to everything they have on there.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a comedy network, so they have a lot of comedians doing things.
Comedy only. Yeah.
Although apparently like these role-playing game shows get heavy, I guess. Like people are really invested in them. Like these shows have a pretty substantial fan base, and people are really dedicated to it. And they've been following a lot of these people for a long time.
Okay.
And I got asked to do something earlier this year for the first time, and was delighted. And I had such a great experience because they're really scrappy, they're really indie, and what they're able to do with kind of a small budget, they really like they put everything they've got into it, and the vibe there is great.
I'm all about like indie streamers, because like as much as we all enjoy like the Netflixes or the Apple TVs or whatever, I think that the atmosphere or the climate is ripe for like more indie streamers to emerge and kind of sustain themselves on a subscription model and like make cheap TV. To me, I described it to someone and they were like, wait, you should trademark what you said. 'Cause I was trying to describe what Dropout TV was to someone. I was like, it's essentially like the cable access of streaming, because it's independent. Like it's done out of somebody's, like
it's not
rented.
a corporation.
Yeah.
They shoot in a studio that's not far from where we live, and it's not like a gigantic
and do
space.
they own the studio or they rent it?
That's a good question, and I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was great. It was like we shot this new series that's coming out.
What's the name of it?
I don't think it's been announced yet, so I probably shouldn't say.
Oh, okay.
But I got to spend a day with 7 or 8 other really funny people. Some I had met before, some I was meeting for the first time, and everybody, they could not have been warmer or more welcoming. The cast, crew, everything. It was like a really positive experience.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Well, we'll have to announce it when it finally gets announced.
Oh, we will, baby.
I'm so excited because I know we're coming up on our ads. We have a new sponsor this episode. 2 of our sponsors of this episode are friends of the pod. And I think it's so cool that we've got friends of the pod who are advertising on our.
I have no idea who this is, and I can't wait to find out.
We will be right back
find out. Yes.
After a few words from our lovely sponsors.
New sponsor alert. Oh my God, we got one of those alerts. We are pleased to have a new sponsor in Divine Distillers. Divine Distillers, let me tell you all about them. And I mean all. Divine Distillers is a small craft distillery based in Independence, Oregon, specializing in spirits made from locally sourced fruits, and they pride themselves in drawing out their natural flavors and complexity while seeking to adapt tradition with innovation and creating spirits, blend of the old and the new. Spirits that capture the essence of the Willamette Valley. Heard of it? Now you have. Divine Distillers makes every liquid a human would like to drink. Like to drink. They don't make things the humans don't want to drink. That's good business. They specialize in spirits, ready-to-drink cocktails, hard seltzers, and hard cider, garnering 38 awards from competitions around the world. You know how many awards I've won from competitions, even locally? 0. So this is impressive. Divine Distillers partners with local industry to support sustainability and encourage zero waste by making vodka from, say, milk whey. They make brandy from smoke taint Pinot Noir wine affected by local wildfires, I figured. And whiskey from beer, which breweries were unable to sell. This is exciting. Now look, I'm not going to lie. Divine Distillers straight up bribed us by sending us a half dozen beautiful bottles of spirits. And I mean, the presentation of these things is, in a word, gorgeous. And the liquor itself is kind of pretty. Janie is having this Pandan rum. I hope I'm saying that correctly. It's like panda with an N at the end, which is a beautiful green. And she's mixing it with a little seltzer and honestly having a time of her life. So you got to go to divinedistillers.com, all the words spelled the way you would think they are. Look at their beautiful bottles. Look at their beautiful products. Get excited, get hype, and buy yourself some booze. Don't you think you deserve it? Divine Distillers, thank you so much for sponsoring us. That is divinedistillers.com.
Another wonderful listener of the pod, Laura Lee Barron. You know about her from previous episodes. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about her right now. Whether you love them or you can't stand them. Can't stand them. Surprises are a part of life, man, aren't they? Edward Jones financial advisor Laura Lee Barron can help get you ready for whatever life throws at you, even the welcome surprises. She will work with you to meet your changing needs to help you end up where you want to be. And while there is never a good time to experience unexpected costs, she can help make them feel a little less unexpected. Is your current financial advisor really listening to you or just waiting for his turn to talk? Laura Lee is here for you, ready to listen. She wants to know what's important to you. She wants you to share your goals so you can work together to put you on the financial path that's right for you. So, call Laura Lee Barron at 773-551-3437 or visit edwardjones.com/Laura Lee-Barron. That's LauraleeBeran. Laura Lee-Barron. To schedule an appointment today, Edward Jones, member SIPC. What is green, chef? Sometimes Paul's just sitting around asking, what is green, chef?
Yeah, I look up at the sky and I ask.
Honey, it's a CCOF certified meal kit company. Green Chef makes eating well easy with plans to fit every lifestyle. Whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, veg, gluten-free, or just looking to eat more balanced meals. Green Chef offers a range of receipts to suit your prefs. Nourish your body all holiday long with flavorful meals made with clean ingredients. Choose from 80-plus weekly options that change every week, featuring delicious nutritionist-approved recipes. Mix and match meals to meet your lifestyle's needs. Green Chef is the #1 freaking meal kit for eating clean, with dinners that work for you and not the other way around. And that's what I like, to get a break. They offset 100% of their delivery emissions as well as 100% of the plastic in every box. Plus, nearly all the packaging materials are curbside recyclable in most areas in the U.S. They deliver everything you need to eat clean the easy way this December. Nourish your bod with chef-crafted, nutritionist-approved receipts packed with clean ingredients that support your healthy lifestyle and taste great too. So, please, go to greenchef.com/60HOMEKINS and use code 60HOMEKINS to get 60% off. That's insane. Plus 20% off your next 2 months. What? greenchef.com/60HOMEKINS. Use code 60HOMEKINS to get 60% off plus 20% off your next 2 months. Thank you, Green Chef.
Thank you, Green Chef. Yeah, man. Thank you to our sponsors.
Thank you to our sponsors. Divine Distillers, Laura Lee Barron, Green Chef. You guys rock.
You guys rock. You're badass rock stars.
Oh my God. I was like thinking about something insane that I saw on the internet this week, which was that, like, I guess I'm not on Twitter anymore because I can't get back on there.
I can't either. It's funny.
Although one time I clicked on it this week and I was able to get on this Day of HOMEKIN through this Day of HOMEKINs one, which I don't know. It was weird. I don't know.
I only tried to go back there to delete my account and I can't
get into it.
No.
I can't get into mine either. Anyway, but people will screenshot things and share them on other platforms.
Yeah.
And I guess like Elon Musk, who's like the greediest man in the world, said that people who don't have or choose not to have children are selfish.
Wow, he finally got around to that idea?
But I just don't. Do you think it's like funny? Like he's like the greediest human alive.
Yeah, of course. And he's also the most self-obsessed person. Like his children are doomed. They're going to have a lot of shit to do to make their lives happy once they become old enough to be completely away from him.
Themselves. Yeah.
But it's like that argument is so. It's so funny how this guy.
It's a funny argument.
This guy stumbles on these ideas way after they've been discussed, and he presents them as if they're new, like he thought of them.
I don't. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like I like, how is this person like existing in the universe?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
He really is just a fucking idiot. He's so stupid.
Oh, I think he's like on drugs or something.
Oh, probably, yeah. But he's also stupid.
But I also just am like, why is he even, like, why does he care? Like, he wants people to have babies?
No, he doesn't give a shit.
Or he thinks he's smugly superior because he had babies?
That for sure. But honestly, this is an idea that he heard from somewhere else. And he's like, wow, that's brilliant.
And so in other words, like the reason he had babies was because he's so like unselfish?
No,
he was
of course. I mean,
by unselfishness?
I guess he'll tell himself that.
That's why he did it?
Yeah. But if you're truly not selfish, then why aren't you adopting children?
If you're truly not selfish, then why aren't you shutting the fuck up? Because like every time you open your mouth, it's exhausting to me.
Yeah.
It's like exhausting to the world.
I know. And
it's like
I do. Like one of the things that is good about being off of Twitter for this past year is that even though I hear about him a bunch, I hear about him so much less. Because Twitter, once he took over Twitter, it became all about him.
I know, but I'm still mad that he bought Twitter at all because I liked being on Twitter.
I liked it for a long time. And then it's funny, we were at a gathering last week and we were reminiscing fondly about how fun Twitter used to be.
Yeah, it used to be fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then like starting in 2016, it just went on a downward spiral.
I know the minute it started to be bad.
Yeah.
It was the night of the election.
Yeah, I think when he actually won.
Like people started coming after me, like for saying, like how I felt about it.
Yeah.
And they were like, you little, whatever.
You snowflake. Do you think they still use that?
I don't see how they have a leg to stand on.
Triggered much, snowflake.
How would they have a leg to stand on to use that when they are so triggered?
But that's
by bathrooms.
Exactly. It's like, that's the whole thing. It's all. There's so much projection that happens.
It's like so. I don't know. How are we going to become rested, recharged? How are we going to find our energy source?
You mean we as a people?
No, I was basically just saying me and you, but yeah, we as a people.
Girl, I don't know. I tell you what, I am looking forward to the holidays.
After all that? Just said.
Yeah, you know why?
You're sick of this shit.
You know why? Because the holidays are not all about gifts, you consumer.
They are all about gifts. What do you think? I can't wait I love when they drop Oprah's favorite things.
I started listening to Christmas music, and it's really making me happy. Like driving around in the car listening to Christmas music.
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
I have really enjoyed it. Oh, my God. The other day. Okay. Let's talk about last night.
Oh, I forgot.
Okay.
How could I have forgotten last night this soon?
I know. There is a...
Oh, my gosh.
Restaurant here. I'm sure we've mentioned it before.
It's of a Scottish theme.
We call it the Scottish Place. It's bad luck to say its real name.
It's called the Tam O'Shanter.
Yes, one of Los Angeles' oldest restaurants.
It was Walt Disney's favorite restaurant.
Walt Disney's favorite.
His table has a plaque on it.
That's right.
I've never gotten to sit at that table, by the way.
Oh, really? You can request it.
Well,
It's a small table, so I think it's for parties of 2, maybe 4.
Okay.
Yeah. But every year for Christmas, they decorate the shit out of the place. They have multiple quartets of Victorian carolers roaming around.
Yeah, we've definitely talked about it before. But if you haven't listened to the podcast before, this is the theme.
And so
this is the Christmas theme.
Every year, I end up going multiple times.
Well, I do by osmosis through.
I have some standing traditions. Annual dinners,
like Super Ego.
You my friend Scott Carter,
and
and it's lovely.
It's fun because then you get to like request your Christmas carols and stuff.
So we had our friend Christine was coming in town, and said, "Can we get dinner soon?" And I immediately booked us a table at the Tam,
which was a little later than what I would have.
It was 8:30 p.m. Real European shit.
Yeah, but it's fine because I had a class that went till 7.
Yeah. But here's what reminded me is that I had a recording for the Neighborhood Listen, came home, and we had time to kill. I listened to the Charlie Brown Christmas album on the way home.
Classic.
And so it's dark out. I got the heat on in the car.
Iconic.
I'm listening to the iconic Vince Guaraldi trio. And then when I came home, we still had time to kill. And so you were doing something else somewhere else in the house.
Yeah, I was doing
you were doing a writing class.
I have a writing class I'm taking on Zoom on Wednesday nights.
So I was in the living room, put the lights down low, and I put some instrumental Christmas music on speakers, the Dallas Brass.
It did sound nice through the door.
Right.
I was on the Zoom.
I classically rested my eyes. And it was so pleasant. So,
yeah, I walked out and you were like sitting on the couch with your like asleep.
It's so great.
And I was like, we're leaving here in 5 minutes.
And I was ready to go.
Okay, yeah.
So, we get to the restaurant and we see that there are fire trucks and a paramedic van. Paramedic van parked in the driveway, the parking lot.
And all the lights on them are all flashing.
Yes.
And they're like blocking we parked on the street, but they're like blocking the entrance to the Tam O'Shanter.
Yes. So we to the parking lot, not to the door. So we go in, the rest of our party is already there.
And
we're like, what's
happening?
going on? And
Something going on?
They don't quite know the details. We're conjecturing, okay, someone probably had a heart attack. It's just, prime rib place.
I mean, I don't even know. Like, I mean, in today's times, like there could have been like a shooting or something.
Well, yes, but I don't think they'd still be open if there was a shooting.
There were no cops there.
Yes.
There was only the fire trucks and the paramedics.
Yes. And so our friends told us that they saw a party of 7 when they arrived. They saw a party of 7 at the host station saying, in light of everything that's happened, I think we'd like to reschedule our dinner. And so now we're like, what the fuck? What happened here? So we're thinking probably somebody had a heart attack. If the paramedics are here. Then we were saying, I wonder how often that happens because it is a meat place. It's like it's an older clientele. You know what I mean? And so we get seated and we run into our friends Chris and Sarah.
Chris Tallman and
Sarah Stannard and their kids. And they fill us in.
Because they were in the middle of their dinner.
Yes. Somebody had a heart attack. And somebody else ran through the restaurant yelling, is there a doctor in the house? This person's having a heart attack.
Which, okay, you know what's so funny? If somebody, like, would the first thing you yell be, is there a doctor in the house? I feel like the first thing I would yell would be like, call 911, call 911.
Probably. Maybe somebody else was already doing that, to be fair. Somebody at the table.
And then I might be like, does anyone know CPR? Or,
Right.
I don't know. Like, it's just, is there a doctor in the house seems so funny to me.
I know. But you got to.
Because it's like a thing that was like on a movie.
I know when you get to say it, it's kind of a victory. So that's all we knew. And then we talked today to our friend.
To Jessica.
Jessica, who is a TAM queen.
TAM queen.
She goes multiple times over the Christmas season.
And also her dad is actually Scottish.
She's actually Scottish.
So she's got Scottish connections.
Yeah. So she tells us, it turns out she was there last night. She was there a half hour earlier than us. They were like in
another room or another.
Yeah, we had no idea she was there.
Yeah. Because the place has like all these little rooms.
And so she texted us today and said, at the start of our meal, a waitress ran in the side room we were in and yelled, is there a doctor in the house? Anyone who could do CPR, like out of a movie. And everyone looked around dumbfounded. Yeah. And one of the Christmas carolers ran through the room yelling, I can perform CPR.
Oh, my God.
Our waitress told us it was a lady choking who died and then was resuscitated by a caroler.
Wait,
I don't know how this lady was able to pronounce this person dead.
Wait, she said it was a lady who died and then was resuscitated from the dead?
Yeah.
Like brought to life by the dead?
According to this lady, yes. Yeah.
I think she probably wasn't dead. She was probably like
unconscious. I think so too. I think she probably wasn't dead and brought back to life by a man in a top hat.
She was choking, not a heart attack. So we've got two different stories. Because you don't need CPR if you're choking. You need the Heimlich.
That's true. So, I don't know. So the waitress may have gotten that wrong. I mean, the waitress is also the person who said that the person died. So maybe that's
and then was revived.
Maybe that's not the account we should rely on, but more that somebody had a heart attack.
More like that there was an incident where somebody was in distress. They passed out. There was CPR done on them. They were taken to hopefully they are now under medical care and like recovering. We don't know. Jess goes on.
And then our waitress told us every December, at least 2 people choke in the restaurant. And last year, someone died. Now, again, this is the waitress who said that somebody died and was brought back to life by Victorian CPR.
Maybe this waitress is killing people. It seems like
this is exciting.
The common denominator is this waitress.
Yeah.
Does she work every shift? I mean,
they should see who is waiting on the people who choke every year.
Yeah.
And see if they can draw a line. Get out your red yarn, Tam O'Shanter.
Wow. Yeah. And so anyway, we ended up just like having our weird middle of the night dinner. And then we just like hoped that the person was okay. We don't know.
Apparently, we were told that they were conscious when they left. So that's
We were
good.
told that.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I feel like they would say anything to keep the butts in the seats. They would say anything.
Look, man, if people are choking there every year, I think they're okay.
I mean, I don't want to die at the Tam O'Shanter. That's not where I want to die.
I mean, I don't want to die choking on food for sure. For sure.
I think about that all the time, like, because sometimes I eat in my car, like alone. Like, okay, I got a bunch of these Jordan almonds the other day. I'm like, I know, like, I have a problem when I see Jordan almonds.
Janie loves Jordan almonds.
If I have them, like, I just can't stop eating them, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Like, and so I got some, and of course I opened them in my car, like before I got home, and I was like, you know, they're kind of like a hard candy at first. So, like, I'm sucking on them.
Oh, you suck on them? You don't just bite them? Like a peanut M&M?
Sometimes I bite them like a peanut M&M, and sometimes I suck on it to, like, soften it a little bit, and then I bite on it. Wait, why are you making these faces?
It sounds gross to me.
What are you talking about? Hard candy? What do you do with hard candy? You just chew it?
Well, but hard candies are not coated like Jordan almonds are.
But it's a hard candy shell, and it's like a thick shell.
It's a hard candy shell.
Is it a hard candy Christmas?
Did I send you the video of the woman dancing with her dog to that Dolly Parton song?
No.
What the fuck is the name of that song? It's a
Hard
song
Candy
about,
Christmas.
No. It's a song about a dog. The dog's name is Cracker Jack or some shit.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
This woman did a whole routine. It was like a border collie, I think. And it's pretty impressive.
All right, I gotta look it up. Anyway, so I'm eating the Jordan almonds in my car, and I'm just like popping them in my mouth, like whenever. I'm like, what if I fucking choke on one of these?
Yeah.
While I'm driving.
Yeah.
And then I thought that would be like really fucking embarrassing.
Because you're trying to break it down with your tongue, and then it becomes like a big pill that gets slides down, gets lodged in your throat.
It might like slide into my throat and lodge into my windpipe.
I don't know if you're going to remember this, but a friend of your mom's told us once that they knew somebody who tried to swallow like a Tylenol or something, and it got lodged in some crevice in their esophagus or something, and then just stayed there. And then later became a problem, like after a few weeks. And she's telling the story, and I'm like, wait, huh? How do you walk around with a pill like in your neck and you don't go to a doctor as soon as you possibly can and say, hey, can you get this thing out?
That doesn't... Well, because did she think that she had swallowed it fully or something?
Well, that's the thing, because the story was being presented as, be careful when you swallow pills, because you might get one lodged. How would you not know?
Are you sure my mom didn't tell you the story?
I am positive.
Because if it's my mom,
I'm positive it's not your mom.
There's definitely wrong things.
It was not
like
your
my
mom
does not get any story right. Ever.
I mean, that's not
ever
untrue.
I don't remember ever hearing a story like that. Might not have been present when this story was.
You may not have been present, yeah. But I think about it every time I have to take a pill, for sure.
Well, swallowing pills can be kind of scary. I mean...
Yeah. The worst is when you have to take a pill and you have to, like, cup your hands under a faucet to do it. Because
I don't like that.
The timing has to be just right. Because you're also, like,
bending over and you need to be standing up to have the pill go down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Timing is crucial.
I always have to take a pill in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Because I have this medicine that I have to take for the rest of my life.
It's called Molly.
I had to take it around the same time every day for the rest of my life.
But why is it the middle of the night?
Well, I'll tell you. Because you're not supposed to have eaten anything or eat anything after for like an hour before, hour after, whatever. And so like to keep it like consistent, like the endocrinologist was like, a lot of my clients just take it in the middle of the night. Like if you get up in the middle of the night, like I always get up in the middle of the night at least once to go to the bathroom.
Right.
And so I was like, oh, that's smart because your stomach is empty. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'm always like scared. It's not a big pill though. It's like really little, but I'm like always scared. I'm like, am I going to choke on this pill? I'm like, Paul
it's such a small
like,
pill. It's kind of adorable, actually. When I
like
see that little pill, like, oh.
I always set it right by, because I set it right by the bed every night.
Yeah, it's like your teddy bear.
It's so
you stay right here.
It's embarrassing.
Why is it embarrassing?
I don't know. And then I just had to take it. And then I'm like, if I choke on this, and Paul's like out like a light, and I'm like not able to like convey to you like I need the Heimlich.
I'm never. First of all, I wish I slept that deeply.
Good point. That is a good point.
I think you'd be able to arouse me very, very easily.
Yeah, but like sometimes like you're not like with it right off the bat.
I do often ask, where am I? Do you know? Okay, so now I have to talk about a thing. This is blatantly stealing content from another podcast.
We could rebrand our podcast and call it Stealing Content, like stealing home, but stealing content.
Right.
Like then the podcast could just be
We
us
just
stealing.
we listen to other podcasts.
Yeah.
Note things that we want to talk about based on what they've said.
That sounds fun to me, actually.
It
Because
actually does sound fun.
A lot of times when
easy.
I am listening to other people's podcasts, I'm like, I want to join the conversation. And this could be a way like we could join the conversation.
Right. Okay, so I'm a big fan of the Too Scary Didn't Watch podcast.
Okay.
I've guested on it multiple times. And so one of the hosts, Sammy, was saying that she learned something she had been doing. She just learned that she'd been doing something wrong, that she didn't realize she'd been doing something wrong for years.
Okay.
And that is, according to somebody, I think she saw this online, I think. When you brush your teeth.
Wait.
Did you just hear this too?
No, but I thought before you were about to say, I wanted to say, can I guess what it was?
Uh-huh.
And I was going to say it was something about brushing teeth.
When you brush your teeth, you're supposed to spit out the excess, but you're not supposed to rinse your mouth.
What?
You're not supposed to rinse your fucking mouth.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe it either. And as they said on the podcast, no dentist has ever said that to me.
Well, first of all, have you ever gone to the dentist and then they like clean your teeth?
Yeah.
And then them go, don't rinse? No. They are literally squirting.
They hand you the cup.
No, they're squirting that little hose on you.
Exactly.
And they're like, did I get it all? That's what they say.
Yeah.
Okay, here's why I think that's bullshit. It's probably, you know what it was? It's probably some TikTok bullshit. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe, yeah.
Like a TikTok bullshit thing. Like, I just found out I was doing this wrong. And they make up something just because they want to go viral.
Did you know you have been doing this wrong?
I don't watch TikTok, so you even doing that voice is weird to me.
You've heard that voice. Come on.
Okay. So I know that is messed up because I actually heard a dentist talking about this and it made sense to me. Mm-hmm. When, like in the morning, I drink coffee.
Yeah.
And he was pointing out that, like it's very acidic. It's not amazing for the enamel on your teeth, you know? Mm-hmm. And like to go straight from drinking coffee to like brushing your teeth is harsh. Like there's a pH kind of imbalance.
Okay.
And he was like, I would, like wait, a minute or like wait some time before doing it. Or if you want to like change the pH in your mouth, swish some water around first in your mouth before you do the brush.
That's good.
So I've been like practicing, like if I have a cup of coffee, I swish some water around before I fully clean my mouth and brush my mouth.
See, I brush my teeth with the coffee. No, I'm glad to hear that because that's pretty much what I do. I wait until after I'm done having my breakfast to brush my teeth. Some people brush their teeth before breakfast, which seems...
I've done that before. Like if I'm a guest in someone's house or something and I'm going downstairs, I'm like, I don't want to go downstairs.
Yeah.
But if I'm in my own house alone,
yeah,
and I'm just rolling out...
yeah, your own house alone. I'd love to see it sometime, by the way. I can't believe after all this time we haven't been to each other's houses.
When I'm in our house. And you're here too.
And you're here too.
You're somewhere around.
I'm in the vicinity.
You're somewhere around. Then when I'm by myself, I mean alone together. When I'm alone together.
Yes.
I just get my coffee.
Yeah.
I don't brush and then get... I think it's like... I don't know. I don't brush and drink the coffee in the house. Now, if I were going out to get coffee, I would brush before I leave the house.
Yeah, that's what I would do too. If I had to leave...
Because like some people don't drink coffee in their own house.
Yeah, I don't... I feel
Which
bad
is
for those
expensive.
people. Now look...
Well, you might have to just like run out the door like
I know. Everyone has their thing that brings them joy. To me, like the luxury of drinking coffee at home is so wonderful. I hate drinking coffee from a coffee place.
I don't mind it, but I'm not someone that can leave the house without a coffee.
Yeah.
Okay, like I worked this week and I knew there was going to be coffee on the set. But...
You just knew it.
Well, yeah, because it's crafty or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I can't really leave the house. So I set my alarm at 5 a.m. So that I could have at least a cup of coffee here before I went there.
Yes. I do the same thing.
Even if it's 4 a.m.
I do the same thing.
If the call time is in the middle of the night, I'll do it because... Yeah. I just feel like I need it to get out of the house.
Yeah. I mean, I will...
a boost.
I'll fill up a travel mug and go. But I like to have my own coffee.
I had my travel mug with... I took my travel mug.
My relationship with coffee is I like it in the morning and I don't like it any other time. You know what I mean? I like to have my coffee with my breakfast. First I eat my breakfast, then I have my coffee. And that's it.
Which is messed up.
I
have my coffee. I have to have coffee before anything.
Right. I'm not allowed to talk to you, according to your mug.
Don't even talk to me
She points to the mug, and then she does the little,
don't even talk to me until
lock.
I've had my coffee. I don't want to drink coffee. I wish I could quit coffee, actually.
I know.
Because I feel like it... because of my anxiety disorder, I think it feeds it like a fucking plague.
Yeah. How much do you drink in the morning?
2 cups.
So do I.
Well, what is 2024? Is the year we give up everything?
God, what? Everything? God damn.
I mean, we were just right before we started recording this, we were talking about how middle-aged we are.
Guys, we're so middle-aged. You wouldn't believe it if you saw it.
I mean, look.
However middle-aged you think we are, we're even more.
I know I'm a really middle-aged 30s, and it's weird. But some people are old souls.
So true. So true.
And I was like, we had to start changing. We need to change some things.
Yeah, it's true. I want to get healthy again for the new year.
What are we going to do? I
just want to take care of myself
Wait, but
better,
get this. Okay, someone I know posted online.
Okay. I thought this was going to eventually lead to Jesus.
No.
Someone I know said something that really stuck with me one time.
It was the good news. Okay, so basically, someone I know. Oh, you know what I really want to talk about, and I cannot believe we just we're nearing the end.
What?
And I feel like I can't introduce this shit.
What?
So we watched this documentary called Love Has Won.
Oh my God. Ooh.
And it was this cult documentary, which, this all kind of ties in together a little bit because someone I know online, they got in amazing shape in the past 6 months. I saw them on the first day of the strike, and then months later, she was like, I'm marking her journey, her health journey. Mm-hmm. And she was doing this app that was, I looked it up. It's some fitness influencer chick started this app that everyone follows her workouts because they make them accessible to people who are not fitness people or they're intimidated. It's really more for women or whatever, but I'm sure men can do it too.
Right.
And I was intrigued because I was reading the reviews about this app and how, you basically do a 6-week commitment and you do everything she says. And if you miss it, you miss it. You can't go back. So you try to complete it 100%, but you might get, 65% or 70%. And then you're still better off than when you started.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I took a note of it. I think it's called Alive or something. I don't even know how much it costs or whatever. Anyway, so I was thinking, so then we watched this documentary called Love Has Won. I get into these cult documentaries. I'm just fascinated by the psychology of people who become indoctrinated into cults. And how there's always an element of food is always a big part of it. The cult stuff, how they monitor what you eat or make you eat things or whatever. And I'm why can't I get indoctrinated in a cult that is you will exercise 3 times a week or you will go to, or you'll go to hell or you'll whatever, the repercussions of what you, whatever it is.
Right.
You have to serve your master. And if you don't exercise at least 30 minutes for 3 times a week, that's all I want. That's all I'm asking for.
I have the cult for you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's called the Army.
I don't want to sleep on those mattresses. That would not... it'd be
you couldn't do it.
Private Benjamin all over here. Private Benjamin. Anyway, so we got intrigued by this cult documentary. It's 3 parts. It's on Max. And there was an interview in the LA Times with the documentary filmmaker. And the headline alone was insane. Which was Love Has Won documentary tells the story of how Amy... something went from McDonald's manager to mummy.
Yeah.
And I was what?
Yeah.
And
that's an amazing headline.
And and everyone was talking about it online. So we watched this cult documentary and and I've seen them all. I've seen them all. I watched Twin Flames on Netflix. I've seen The Vow, done the podcast, the Source Family, the Wild
Family.
Wild whatever lady, the
Wild Wild Country,
right? Everything. I've done the deep dive on the Manson shit. Whatever. And so I have a bit of intrigue over cults and stuff, and I have to say that this particular documentary made me physically ill. We got to the end of it.
It was tough.
I was nauseated by these people and disgusted by them on such a level that I had such a bad reaction. But I couldn't believe how crazy the cult was.
Yeah.
But I will say that they were like always talking about how they live in 5D. That their cult was special because they live in 5D, but like everybody else, like, you know, like the man or like taxpayers or, you know, what, just like, you know, basic bitches or whatever live in 3D.
We're just stuck here in 3D.
We're stuck in 3D.
Yeah.
And so like so now like for weeks I've been like telling Paul like he's so 3D.
It kind of creeps me out when you say it.
I know you don't like it because I'm like, that is so 3D.
Because it's more when you talk about how great it will be when you get to 5D. That's the thing that really disturbs me. But
right, because like, yeah. Keep going, sorry.
What's so funny, not funny, but what's the thing about that cult is that it's sort of like what people assume cults are, but these people are actually doing it. It's all based on getting fucked up. So they're doing drugs all the time.
All the time.
They're drinking all the time. This woman, essentially, this Mother God, fucking drank herself to death, you know.
Wow.
And, well, she did all this other stuff, but because she was drinking herself to death.
Yeah.
And that made it worse. And it was, she was taking
colloidal
silver, turning her skin blue, and like, God damn, it was grim.
And they like refused to get her like medical care because that was 3D.
That's pretty 3D. And she had to write down like, whatever you do, don't take me to the hospital. And so even when she was clearly dying, and somebody was like, should we take her to the hospital? She's like, no. She said no.
Yeah, it was like kind of monstrous, really.
It's really bleak. And at one point, the moment that really stands out to me is when she has died, and they're just keeping her there in the bed.
She's a mummy.
This is before she becomes a mummy.
Oh.
Where they're saying, you know, she's not dead. She's just in this whatever state. And they have some sort of, you know, Geiger counter thing that they're like, look how much electromagnetic energy she's giving off. You know, and they hold it up to her foot, and, you know, the dial goes crazy, and it's like, look at me. And then holds it to her own hand. Nothing's happening. It's like, she's full of silver. Her body is full of silver.
Yeah. That's
not kinetic energy that she's giving off.
It's really one of the like more out there things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then I get in my head about what is America, because like we're based on religious freedom.
Yeah.
But then cults technically are illegal, right? So
yeah.
So I'm kind of like, wait, are we the land of the free where people can take colloidal silver and be like
and get themselves mummified?
Yeah, is that freedom, or is, I don't know, like I really get in my head because like people like lose their family members over this, but then it's like, but they're adults and they choose. It's just
people lose their family members to Christianity too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, and vice versa.
In politics,
if you're not a Christian.
Yeah.
But it gets into a larger conversation about religion that we just don't want to have as a society. And I think as a globe, like, you know, what are we getting out of religion today? And who's in charge of it? And
but if they're all like consenting to this.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know what, or are they?
Yeah.
Are they like, have their brains, like, can your brains, I mean, coercive control is like a thing.
Well, that's the thing, because in most
it's
cults,
like a real thing.
like a Keith Raniere, whatever.
Yeah.
You see the coercive control. They hit all these things, and it is like the thing of, you might think you're cult proof, but you never know when you might meet somebody. If you're at a low point or you're vulnerable.
Well, like Teal Swan. Like if I met Teal Swan low, I could see she's so like ethereal and you know.
And by the time you're with a group of people and you're all listening to this, it's too late. It's when they get you early when you don't think you're in a cult. It's not like all of a sudden you wake up and like, oh no, I'm with a bunch of weirdos. I'm in a cult. You know, it's too late by that point. But with the Mother God cult, it was like, what were there? These people just wanted to fucking party.
They were also like, their whole cult belief system was very like a real quilt of different.
So there was so many ideas. It's like, what are you talking about?
Like some of it was like QAnon, like like overlapped with like the online like message board stuff.
Yes,
where people were being, and they believed like Robin Williams talked to Mother God and stuff, like
one of her avatars. Yes,
yeah, and it was like, okay,
yeah,
but that's just made up then.
Yeah.
That's just made up.
Yeah. It just becomes, look, I don't think she believed any of that shit.
I think she had a mental illness.
I think she had a mental illness, and I think when she was under the influence of various substances, she'd be like, wait, it actually is true. But there were moments where, the one guy said, where they'd be hanging out, she's like, I'm not God. I know that I'm not. I know I'm not. And then this guy's like, no, you are, which reminded me of the Source family. But the idea that it's like in a previous life, I was Gandhi, I was Martin Luther King, I was Marilyn Monroe. It's like just so it goes
just
from
every like iconic.
Yeah, people who are freedom fighters, and then just famous people.
It was so like disturbing. I don't even know. And
I don't know if I could recommend people watch it.
I told people that it was gross like before they watched it. Like I was like, I do want you to watch it to talk about it, but I have to let you know that it made me nauseated.
If you are cuckoo. If you are accustomed to watching these types of things, you can watch it. But if you're not, I would say it's sad, it's enraging, and it's just a real bummer,
But then you're just kind of like, I don't know. I mean, if they want to get off doing this, I don't know. Like, it's just weird. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think about it.
Look, of course it is. It's easy for us who are not living this way to look at these people and say, these are broken people.
And then I wonder about cult leaders too, if they like set out to be them. Mm-hmm. Or it becomes clear they can become one, and so they take it they just keep going to the edge of as far as they can take it.
Yeah.
And if they keep allowing to be the powerful person, like they say more and more outrageous things about themselves to see how much people will believe it, and then they realize they can become one.
But it's never, because it's never their first thing. It's always they've tried to do other things and didn't succeed the way they wanted to succeed. So then they end up being like, I'm going to sell spirituality. I'm going to sell a way of life, a way to fix yourself. After they've tried these things, Keith Raniere tried a bunch of shit first. L. Ron Hubbard, like they always do something else. And then it's like, wait, what if I did this?
But they're not like I made a conscious decision. Like I want to be an actor. Mm-hmm. I'm going to study this craft. I'm going to hone it. I'm going to learn different techniques. I'm going to find my own way in with this and be a part of this machine that tells stories.
I mean,
right? But like no one wakes up and says, I want to be a cult leader.
The only guy I can think of is an old friend of mine. Maybe you've heard of him. His name is Jesus Christ.
Wait, he woke up and said, I want to be a cult leader?
No, but he's the only guy I can think of who, from childhood, was like, "This is what I'm going to do."
In a way, like that Elizabeth Holmes, who created the fake blood machine and is going to prison for her like extortion and or whatever it is, whatever the crimes were called,
fraud.
Apparently, like in her childhood, like she was like, "I want to be." Like great, like she said it, or so, like I want to be rich and great, or whatever. Yeah, and like,
oh no, there's people that think that from early on, but then I don't think they necessarily think cult. That's the way I'm going to do it. I think they arrive at that, because I think they try. I think they always try other fields first.
Okay.
I
mean,
for her, I think it was just it was not. She didn't know what else to. She didn't know else how to make it happen, so she just lied. Saying like it'll be filled in later.
Yes.
I'm willing to believe that she genuinely thought, like, I'll just fucking go out there and say I've done it, and then I'll just buy some time, and then eventually I'll make it happen. But she didn't know what she was fucking doing.
Yeah, the book about the Bad Blood book, I think it's called. That book was like an amazing reporting of how that story unfolded.
Yeah.
Like very good nonfiction that reads like a fiction book.
We live in crazy times. Speaking of books, do you have any recommendations for the people?
Well, because I think I recommended it on the last one, but I'm still reading it.
It's a long book.
The Barbara Streisand memoir, because
Yeah.
I'm like only halfway in. It's literally like a phone book.
Right.
But I will say I am like enjoying her career and like her what she was thinking at every step of the way and what it's she's like a boss bitch. She's like
for sure.
she was I know I talked about that. What about you?
Slow Horses is back on Apple TV. Very happy about that. Dropout TV, as I've mentioned.
Dropout TV.
I don't know if I've talked much about the Neighborhood Listen, but we're back doing that podcast, and it's free wherever you get your podcasts. And if you sign up at cbbworld.com on the Maximus tier, you will get bonus episodes, which are really fun. But the Neighborhood Listen is so much fun to do, and if you haven't listened to it, I honestly recommend going back to the beginning because there's a fair amount of world building that goes on, but you don't have to. You can just drop in anytime, and it's fun.
Great.
But but I also want to recommend a podcast called I got to get the title because I think I say it wrong every time. And I recommended this a couple years ago
On this podcast?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me
While
make sure I
you're
got it
looking,
right.
I'll do my podcast recommendation to buy you some time.
Yes, do it.
So I listened to this documentary series podcast called Think Twice, and it was about thinking twice about Michael Jackson's legacy. And it was fascinating and also, I don't know, kind of sad. Like I think about Michael Jackson a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And, I have I think like a lot of fans of his, like conflicting emotions.
Well, his whole story is very
So
sad.
I know.
It's very sad.
It's so sad.
Yeah.
And it's like, and he was so talented. I mean, he had so
Yeah.
much talent I think he did the things that he was accused of. I have no reason to disbelieve his accusers.
Yeah.
But I thought that the podcast was an interesting journey into, and it doesn't answer it necessarily, although I walked away feeling things answered for myself more about separating the art from the artist and all that, that age-old question and kind of like how we think about these people who are like, it's like how I guess like that Cosby documentary that Kamau Bell did.
Yeah.
About like
Yeah.
sort of like I don't know, like examining the art and then the person and trying to kind of make sense of people and like, but also looking at their trauma too, like not excusing it, but understanding humanity in a deeper way.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that podcast series as much as you can enjoy a story that gets kind of dark, but
Right.
yeah. That was my recommendation, guys.
Okay, so the name of the show is Only Wrong Answers.
Okay.
And this is Kate McLennan and Kate McCartney from Australia. They are known as the Kates down there. Really funny. Comedy creators. They have made these several amazing shows in Australia. And the podcast started in 2019. And they put out one episode in 2019, 2 in 2020.
Okay, so it's easy to catch up, it sounds like.
And I completely forgot about this podcast. And then all of a sudden, November 8th, episode 4 came out.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding.
So their whole thing is just like every year?
No, they did not intend it to be that way. And on the podcast, they poke fun at it by saying that they have been recording this whole time and that they've never taken a break. But I was astonished when that new episode came out. And now they're up to 6 episodes.
I wonder if people think about that because we do once a month roll out with Stay of HOMEKINS.
Right.
They're like,
but we've been consistent with once a month.
We have been, but if they're like, oh, I forgot this podcast existed, and then a month rolls around and they're like, here it is again.
Well, then I offer you this as comparison. But it's really funny. It's an advice podcast. People write into them. And what's great about it is that they usually will make it, whatever you're writing in about, they'll make it that it's your fault. But they're really funny. They're both so funny. They created a show called Deadlock, which I think I've recommended here.
Yes.
That's on Amazon Prime. I really enjoy it. I
That's
really
awesome.
enjoy it. Yeah.
Well, as usual, guys.
Oh, let me get some plugs.
Oh, I thought you did. Neighborhood Listen and...
Well, I got some live shows coming up, baby.
Oh, excuse me for loving.
December 17th, Lodge Room in Highland Park, Los Angeles.
Oh, my God.
Varietopia holiday special.
You guys
Very much
gotta
looking
come
forward
see
to
the
it.
holiday variety. If you are in Los Angeles and you don't come to this Sunday, December 17th show at Lodge Room, then I don't even know, what you're doing.
I feel sorry for
what
you.
you're doing with your life.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know how you live.
it's so good.
I don't know how you live. You don't spit at the mirror when you see yourself. And then in February, I'm going back to Sketchfest. This will be the 21st annual San Francisco Sketchfest. And I'm doing a bunch of shows. We're doing Varietopia there on Friday, on Groundhog's Day. On Groundhog Day. Is it his day? Groundhog's Day?
I don't know.
Then I'm doing Comedian Feud, which is not my show, but I'm part of it. Hosted by Jaquise Neal. Great lineup of teams. It's just comedians playing Family Feud. Tim Baltz, Eugene Cordero, Lauren Lapkus, Lamorne Morris, Tawny Newsome, Open Mike Eagle, and more people. It's going to be great.
Great.
Saturday the 3rd, Spontorco. That's me, Tawny Newsome, Janet Varney, Eugene Cordero doing improv. And
So
then,
wait, Friday is Varietopia, and then when is Comedian Feud?
That's Saturday afternoon, and then
it's in the
Saturday
day.
evening, I'm doing Spontorco.
So in the evening, okay.
And then Sunday afternoon, the Neighborhood Listen Live. This is our first time at Sketchfest.
So you're doing 4 shows at Sketchfest?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So Friday night, 2 shows on Saturday, Neighborhood Listen Live on Sunday evening?
On Sunday afternoon.
Afternoon, okay.
All ticket links are findable at paulftompkins.com/live.
Yes, and you can always find it through our Substack too at Weekend Water.
So true.
There's a whole tab dedicated to Paul's live shows.
Yeah, follow us on Substack.
Please follow us on Substack. We post so much content on our publication there called Weekend Water. And I don't know, the holidays are rolling around. There's still merch available at kinshipgoods.com.
Yes.
Our wonderful merch partner.
And guess what? You should go there anyway because in addition to the stuff that they made for us, they are an amazing store and they have a lot of fantastic stuff.
Oh, my
really
God.
fun shirts, socks.
That's where I'm shopping
all
for
kinds
Christmas.
of things.
I'm going to kinshipgoods.com.
Maybe I'm going to steal that from you and do it as well.
I told you I do the shopping for everyone, so...
Well, we'll see about that.
Anyway, kinshipgoods.com, our amazing merch partner, has wonderful Christmas gifts. Check out our sponsors, and we will... Well, oh, wait. This is the most exciting thing.
What? Oh, that's right.
We have a Christmas movie watch-along.
That's right.
Do we say what it is, or do we just wait?
Let's say what it is.
Okay.
It is free for
It's free.
everyone.
Free for everyone. This is not
This is
even
in the free feed.
Not even for our paid subscribers on Weekend Water, the Substack. It's for the entire
listenership. It's for all 8 of you. We watched the original Miracle on 34th Street,
Great movie.
and we had a ball.
And we did a watch along, and that will drop Wednesday.
There you go.
It's ready to roll.
There you go. Just in
But
time
you
for the
gotta
holiday
listen to
season.
this podcast first. That's why I'm letting this come out first, and then
That's
just in
right.
time for your weekend next weekend.
Yeah. But it's a lovely movie. Some real laughs in it, which I was
We're gonna
surprised
try
at.
and do another holiday movie for our special paid subscribers as well.
Yes,
We're
we'll do
trying to
another
figure-
one.
Figure out.
We're thinking
what
about
we
doing
could
like one of those Hallmark ones.
do. I know, right?
Yeah. All right. So
All
there
right.
you go. I hope you enjoy that. Thank you all for listening. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Hope everyone has a great holiday season. We'll be back in the new year. And until then, stay safe, stay sane, and stay strong.
Baby.